For today's cup of coffee, I would like to share with you a very interesting interview that I watched today. And this is about a gentleman named Steve Smith. And he was on a show that I had watched on Rumble. If you don't belong to Rumble, you might want to think of going over there. They have some really interesting people that have their channels there. Some of the ones that have been yeeted from other platforms, and I'm hoping that one day Odyssey and BitChute will get to Rumble levels. But Mr. Smith, when he was 18 years old, and he was a hippie, this was in 1968, and he was doing some things that hippies was doing back in that time, including that he had a couple of tabs of acid on him, and that rather than having it discovered on his person, that he took them, both of them, at the same time. And so his behavior became bizarre. So the cops took him to a mental hospital in Ontario that was called Oak Ridge. And he was in there with some of the worst of the worst. You know, you had psychopaths, sociopaths, you had people who had murdered and who had done some really heinous things to people. And so he was just thrown in amongst them. But not only that, he was part of, according to what he said, MK Ultra experiments. And I know that I had heard some time back an interview with a lady who was also from that region that had been placed in, I don't know if it was the same hospital or not, but that she had been subjected to MK Ultra experiments. She had been placed in the mental hospital for severe depression or something, and she won a lawsuit of millions of dollars, but that sure doesn't give you back your life. So I don't know if this was the same hospital that Mr. Smith was admitted to or not, but this was about Barker Oak Ridge and one of the darkest periods of Canada's treatment of mental health patients, is what he has said here on the on his website. He does have a book that you can read. I actually did contact him today. His book is sold through Etsy, and you can get a autographed copy of the book. And so I had asked him if he would autograph the book. So it will be interesting to read. It's going to be one of those, it's not light and fluffy reading. Of course, I don't think that I do light and fluffy reading, but if what he says is accurate, and I mean, the man is 72 years old at this point, I think's what he said. So why would he lie about this? There's a lot of people that have gone through the MK Ultra experiments, and that they, never had anyone to hear their story. So hopefully people like Mr. Smith and such will help other survivors come forth and tell their story. I apologize about the ringing phone. That means it's spam callers. It's worth your time to watch the interview. I will leave a link on that. I think the interview, I had it written down and I didn't print it out. And maybe I did. Oh, I did. The interview lasts for 37 minutes. It's actually a very well done interview. The lady that is doing the interview, she's really good. She'll ask a question and she'll let Mr. Smith answer it, which I appreciate, instead of her trying to interrupt him every few seconds. The last 10 minutes of the show, if you want to call it that, broadcast, whatever, is you have an ad and then you have more of a Christian perspective, which I understand that the channel I'm going to send you to is heavily polarized on certain belief systems. Even amongst Christianity, you have fractions. So just, take what you can use and leave the rest. But it is very much worth your time to hear what this man has to say. I think you'll enjoy it. I will leave the link here to his website. And again, it will link you back to his Etsy page should you want to purchase the book, plus the Rumble thing. Yeah. it's one it's a weekend binge watch thing for me. So this was just one of them. If you've had experiences with the paranormal and supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, MK Ultra. Yeah. If you know of some of these other people that I'm unaware of, hey, that would be great. Put that in the comment section, or you can send me an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And good stuff. It helps when we share. It helps when these other people share. And then that, we all learn together. What youngest kid usually says, he's doing well, by the way. He's been calling, and he's doing well in his educational endeavor. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If there's a bell, hit that. I don't know how any of this stuff works, apparently. All I know is that you're loved, you're appreciated, and Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut. Bye.